Anvit is there?
No, sir.
Okay,
Anvit is not there.
then we'll ask Rishikesh. Rishikesh is there? I think we are joined early. Just a moment. Rishikesh is also not there. Atit. Atit is present?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Atit. Why don't we
Yes, sir.
story?
Sir, actually, Rama ma'am joined now.
Oh, Rama madam joined. Okay. Madam, you are here.
Yes, sir.
Can we start with this? Hari Om, madam.
Yeah.
Darshil or Pratyush, Vishnu, they will be chanting with madam. 3 people only today.
Okay, no
Lot of
problem.
stories are there
Which one
today.
you
Lot of
want?
stories.
Okay.
Including me, sir.
Including who? What is that name?
Bhargav.
Bhargav. Yes. We'll start from Bhargav, madam, first, then Pratyush.
Okay.
Okay, Bhargav, go ahead.
Yeah. First, let me chant.
Ma'am, I can't hear. First, let me eat, sir.
Yeah, whoever wants to eat,
Hari
first
Om.
eat.
Hari Om, can you unmute, please?
Bhargav, where are you?
Okay. First,
Yeah, madam, go ahead, madam.
yeah. First, let me chant and let me chant in the tune. Then I will. Okay. Can you all mute, please? Vasudeva sutam devam kamsa chanuramardanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagadgurum. Now, who wants to learn? Okay, Bhargav.
Bhargav.
Okay,
Yeah,
ma'am.
Bhargav. Yeah. Vasudeva sutam devam
Vasudeva sutam devam
kamsa chanuramardanam
kamsa chanuramardanam
devaki paramanandam
devaki paramanandam
krishnam vande jagadgurum.
krishnam vande jagadgurum.
Now, I will teach you the full line or the full sloka is okay, no? You know the sloka. There is no Mahaprana in this. Very easy to learn also. Vasudeva sutam devam kamsa chanuramardanam. You chant.
Vasudeva sutam devam kamsa chanuramardanam
devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagadgurum.
devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagadgurum.
Okay, nice. So now you know the tune, at least there is no Mahaprana here, so no spelling mistake. Obviously, it is easier one. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. You want to chant the full sloka once?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Shall I start the tune for you?
Miss, I will tell by
Okay,
mouth.
yes. Go ahead.
Vasudeva sudam devam kamsa chanuramardanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagadgurum.
Okay, very nice. And who is the next person?
Next is Pratyush, madam.
Pratyush. Okay. Vasudeva sutam devam.
Vasudeva Sudevam
Okay. Vasudeva sutam
Vasudeva Sutam
devam Kamsa.
Kamsam.
Kamsa.
Kamsa.
Chanura.
Chanura.
Mardanam.
Madaram.
So let us chant all three words together. It is a one word. So Kamsa Chanura. Can you repeat?
Kamsa.
Chanura.
Tanura.
Mardanam.
Janura.
Mardanam.
Madaram.
Kamsa Chanura Mardanam.
Chanu. Kamsa.
Mardanam. Chanura Mardanam. Devaki
Devaki.
Paramanandam.
Parananambam.
Shall we say together the two words? Devaki Paramanandam.
Devaki.
Paramanandam.
Paramanandam.
Very good. Krishnam
Krishnam.
Vande
Vande.
Jagat Gurum.
Jagat Gurum.
Okay.
Jagat Gurum.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Shall we go to the next person or you want to chant again? You can listen.
I want to do next.
I'll to chant again.
Okay. Vasudeva Sutam Devam.
Vasudeva Devam.
Sutam Devam.
Sutam
Kamsa
Devam.
Correct. Kamsa Chanura.
Kamsa. Chandra.
Mardanam. Devaki Parama. Devaki
Devaki.
Paramanandam.
Paramananda.
Krishnam Vande
Krishna Vande.
Jagat Gurum.
Jagat Gurum.
Okay, we'll go to the next person and then I think we can stop.
I want to do.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Welcome. You ask Dr. Sachin sir, whoever says, so I can teach.
Madam, I don't know the name of the person. I'm asking him because he's a new person.
Yeah.
Who wants
Okay,
to
that's what I want to teach.
Yeah. What is the name?
Shreyas.
Shreyesh. Okay, Shreyesh. Go ahead. Madam, this will be last because we'll go to the class.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Easy shloka.
Yes.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam.
Vasudevam.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam.
Vasudevam.
Sutam
Sutam.
Devam.
Devam.
Kamsa
Tamsa.
Chanura.
Chanura.
Kamsa Chanura.
Kamsa Chanuna.
Mardanam.
Vartanam.
Kamsa Chanura Mardanam. Can you say all three
Kamsa
together?
Chanuna. Vartanam.
Very good. Devaki
Devaki.
Paramanandam.
Paramanandam.
Krishnam Vande
Krishnam Vande.
Jagat Gurum.
Jagat Gurum.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Hari Om.
Down my wrist.
We'll explain this meaning also.
Okay. He is called Vasudeva Sutam. Vasudeva Sutam means he is the son of Vasudeva. That is why he is called Vasudeva. Krishna's name is, another name is Vasudeva. Vasuhu Ramante. That means they are all Krishna lives in everyone, is manifest in everyone as consciousness. Then Devam, he is a Deva. Deva means self-effulgent. He has the one who has self-effulgence. And then Kamsa, Chanura, they are the demons. Demons means they have that bad qualities in them. Asuri Sampat, that is tamasic gunas in them, they have, that is why they are called Asuras. So, Kamsa and Chanura were killed by Krishna, were slain by Krishna. Devaki Paramanandam, he was born to Vasudeva, but he grew with, he was living with Devaki. Devaki, for Devaki, he was the most loved one. So any child for the mother, any child is very lovable. So like that, Krishna was born to Vasudeva, but he grew in Devaki's with Devaki. Then Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. He is called Jagadgurum because he gave teachings to Arjuna. That is not only for Arjuna, it is for the human beings. If they want to live in a proper systematic way, then if you follow his or if you practice his teachings in our life, then we will be reaching our goal, which is liberation or gnana. So that is why he is called Jagat Guru. He is the master of this world who has given us precious teachings. So to that Krishna, I will bow or offer my pranams. That is what it is said here. So in the picture you see he is Devaki Paramanandam. See the way he is playing with his mother Devaki. Then he is Jagat Guru because he gave teachings to Arjuna, as you see in Gitopadesha. Yes. Okay, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
That we will go to the Shreyas. We will take your questions later on. Let us continue. Story of Hanumana bringing Sanjeevani. Anvit, are you there, Anvit? We'll go to the temple story by Rishikesh. Rishikesh, over to you.
Yes, sir.
Over to you, Rishikesh.
Yes, sir. Okay. Today, Namaste, my name is Rishikesh. Today I'm going to be telling about the temple story of Kollur Mukambika temple. It is located near the Kollur, near the Bayandur Taluk of Udupi district, near the Bayandur Taluk of Udupi district in Karnataka, near Udupi. It's about 30-35 kilometers away from Udupi. Sir, next slide. History. As per the scriptures and inscriptions, along with other proofs found in locality, it is clear that the Kollur Mukambika temple has been an abode of Devi Shakti's worship for centuries. In an ancient inscription dated for about 1481 AD, found in the place, the source of the Shakti has been described. Sri Mukambika Devi, in the form of Linga, is the Adi Shakti, the creator and the protector of all forms of life. Many of the local kings have given lots and lots of donations to this temple. Prominent among these are the kings of the Keladi dynasty. They have been offering a lot of donations to the goddess. Prominent kings of Keladi dynasty, Sankarna Nayaka and Shivappa Nayaka, had renovated the temple and gave donations for the maintenance of the temple. The kings of Keladi Nayak dynasty had believed that the goddess is the symbol of victory, and as such, whenever they won a battle or they drove out enemies from their own place or anything, they always celebrated before God. So next slide. Once the demon Kamhasura. Sir, once the demon. Once the demon, known as Kamhasura, wanted to get a boon from Lord Shiva, that he should not get death from any living being. To disable him from asking the boon, Vagdevi makes him dumb. Accordingly, he became Mukasura or dumb troll. Due to this, Mukasura became furious and wanted to take revenge against the gods. And the gods could not do anything. Hence, they could not withstand the trouble from him, and they sought refuge from Devi. In response, the Devi had integrated the powers of the Trimurtis and all the lords into her, to put Mukasura to death. And after that, assimilated into the linga, and now it exists and known as Mokambike, and protects her devotees. The supremacy of the Kolluru Kshetram is described in Skanda Puranam, which has the legendary background of Kollur. Thank you, sir.
Beautiful story by Rishikesh. We all know that wherever there is a lot of forest area, there will be a deity, and mostly it is goddess in the form of this Mugambika or some other goddess, because it is protecting the entire nature there. What is the Vahana of goddess? Generally, what is the Vahana of Durga? Children?
So tiger.
Sir, tiger.
Tiger, correct. Because that is the main animal in the ruling in the jungle. And that is listening to none other than goddess. So powerful she is. Okay. With that story, let me take you to the chapter 6th. We all know we are in chapter 6, which is nothing but balancing our mind. By what? By meditation or dhyana. And we have seen this can be done in 8 steps. The Darshil, can you tell us what are the 8 steps? Or anyone else who can tell us?
Me.
Akash?
Me.
Okay, Darshil. Oh, go ahead.
Disha means peaceful and clean. Ikka means alone and spiritual. Kaha means Brahmudra, 15 minutes. Shirasan, straight and upright, sitting eyes closed.
Okay. What Darshil says is we should sit first peacefully and clean place. We cannot sit anywhere like that for dhyanam. We should be alone.
In the waterfall.
Yes. And we should have some timings for meditation. We cannot get up at 9 o'clock in the night or morning, 12 o'clock afternoon. No. One timing should be there. And when you sit for meditation, you should sit straight. That are the first 4. Darshil, continue.
Dance. Slow and steady good thoughts. Indriya. 5 senses, 5 sense organs, eyes half closed. That means you have to not fully close, only half closed. So you can see what's happening and don't bump into anything. And don't. And
Sir, I cannot hear you, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Darshil, go ahead.
Nigarha. Leave
Manonigraha.
Leave all to Lord. Concentrate on Lord. Buddhi Niskaya. Conversation, meditation with help.
Okay, Pratyush, you are not able to hear. Others are able to hear. Darshil,
Yes,
can you
sir.
hear me? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So Pratyush, check your internet connection or log out and log in again. So the next 4 steps is pranaha, control of breathing. Then indriya nigraha means control of the senses. If you are sitting in a place and where there is a lot of food being cooked or there is a lot of sound going on, your ears or your smell will start running around here and there. You can't concentrate. Mano nigraha means once you control the outside senses, your mind which is within will start getting controlled automatically. Then buddhi nischaya means you will get that power which is there within you. But because you are using it for outward things, the power is wasted most of the time. So Buddhi Nishchaya will happen when you sit after the 7 steps. The 8th step is meditation. This is what we learned. And children, we have seen this, that we can do this by Sandhya Vandanam. Daily 3 times or at least 2 times. With that, we come to a story of Jatayu. Jatayu story by Atit, sorry. Atit,
Yes, sir.
go ahead.
Yes, sir. Next slide, sir. Namaste. I will be presenting the story of Jatayu. Jatayu is a demigod in the Hindu epic Ramayana who has the form of either an eagle or a vulture. He is the younger son of Aruna and his wife Sheni and brother of Sampati as well as the nephew of Garuda. He is also an old friend of King Dasharatha, Rama's father. Fly towards the sun. During their youth, Jatayu and his elder brother
Sir, I cannot hear you. Even I
under a
cannot see
wager.
you.
But I am not
Under-
speaking. Atit is speaking. How can you hear me? Atit, go ahead.
Yes, sir. During their youth, Jatayu and his elder brother Sampati, under a wager, flew towards the
Cannot
Surya.
hear you. Even everyone, I cannot hear you.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. The solar deity. Jatayu, careless due to his youthfulness, outflew his brother and entered the Surya Mandala, the orbit of the sun. During noon, due to the blazing heat of Surya, his wings started to get scorched. In a desperate bid to rescue his brother, Sampati flew ahead of him, spreading his wings wide open to shield him. As a consequence, it was Sampati who had his wings burnt, descending towards the Vindhya mountains. Incapacitated, and he spent the rest of his life under the protection of a sage named Nishakara, who performed a penance in the mountains. Jatayu never met his brother again. The fight against Ravana. In Ramayana, Jatayu was a very old vulture bird. When he met Ravana, he was very old. He was the king of the vultures but not very strong at that time. He saw that Sita Mata was in trouble and she was calling. Jatayu did not hesitate a moment to serve her, not to save her but to serve her. Jatayu did not think he could save Sita Mata. He wanted to serve her. There is a difference. We always think that we are saving the satsang program with all our association, but says it is good to remember that you are just the servant but not the savior. We cannot do anything except to serve. So Jatayu flew off into the sky to fight Ravana because he wanted to serve Lord Rama. He said, "My body is not value if it is not used in the service of the Lord. The Lord's most precious mother Sita is being kidnapped. It is my duty to stop this." So Jatayu fought with Ravana and gave him a good run for his money. He made it so difficult for Ravana for a while and thought that Mother Sita is going to be out of this demon king. But then Ravana's strength came back. Ravana chopped and somehow severed the wings and limbs of Jatayu. Jatayu fell in the midst of heap of blood and his life was slowly going away. When his life was going away, Lord Rama and Lakshmana came there. Seeing Jatayu, they thought that he must be the demon who was trying to catch Sita. So they approached with caution. When they saw Jatayu was actually dying because of Ravana, Lord Rama's heart was in pain. Jatayu praised Rama, "My dear Lord, please forgive me that I could not execute my service to the best of my ability. I failed in my service, but I tried and I could tell you from my knowledge of Shastra, the time in which she is living is now auspicious time. Whatever you have lost in this time, you will gain back." Jatayu, even in that condition, tried to serve Lord by uttering sweet words to pacify the Lord. He didn't have to because he is already dying. Even then, he did not think.
My lord, I tried to serve you, and now I am dying. What kind of a lord you are? But we will do that because we think that if we do something, we must get something back. This is how we approach Bhagavatam. This is how we approach Bhakti. Every time we come to Krishna, Krishna, you're very nice, but I need this. Krishna is very nice to see you today. This is my list, and I will add few more things as the day goes by. This is what we think in our prayer to Krishna. But we don't realize our real prayer to Krishna should never be in that form. It is started in the Shastras that Jatayu did a nice service to Lord Rama. At that point, Lord decided to conduct funeral for Jatayu, just like he, his father, and they are his sons. Lord Rama with Lakshmana did the funeral, and as the body of Jatayu was being burnt, Rama said, today the loss of Jatayu is more painful to me than the loss of Sita. This is how Lord Krishna or Lord Rama values the service of his devotees, and that service was done with eagerness. Jatayu fought like a young man. It was done with devotion and meditation of Lord Rama, and the result of that was Jatayu did not die in vain, but pacified by the darshan of Rama. How many of us can claim to have darshan of the Lord at the point when we leave our body? We don't know, but Jatayu had that. So what appeared to be a failure of effort materially is actually a great success spiritually, and the reason for that is remembrance of Krishna. Ravana, not being in the lotus feet of Lord, lost everything. No one is dear to me. No one is dear to the supreme personality of Godhead, nor is anyone his enemy or friend, but he gives inspiration to those who have not forgotten him and destroys those who have. Devotee who wants to remember the lotus feet of Lord will get inspiration because of his eagerness to do whatever is necessary for the devotional service. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. But for the children who are listening to Atit first time, Atit is trying to tell the story of Jatayu, and Jatayu fought Ravana. Means what? He fought adharmic people. Children, the lessons are, if we are being witness to adharma and not fighting it away, we are not doing right things. So Jatayu did the right thing. He saw there is adharma going on and he fought for it. Even though he knew he can't take Ravana straight. But because of his valor, he got the darshan of Rama himself, the Vishnu avatar. So children, here what we have to take is that sometimes we will see something going wrong around us. We might not be capable to change it, but we should at least attempt that there is something going wrong. Either we can't do anything, we get out from there, or if we are stronger than that, we do things. This is the story which tells us that a sannyasi is always contributing. He doesn't expect anything in return. Jatayu was like a sannyasi. He was all alone, but still he stood against Ravana, the strong person. He didn't expect anything. But Lord is such that he knows everything. He came for him, he helped that sannyasi, and finally he merged into Lord himself. That is the meaning of the story. With that, we will go to the verses proper. Vinayak has already done this verse, where he brought in the importance of meditation. And when you meditate in the form of a sannyasi or a yogi, and you always think about Lord's feet, that means you are one with him. One such animal, or we can say Lord's concert, is none other than Nandi. Nandi is blessed forever. You know the story of Nandi? Anyone knows the story of Nandi? He was actually born to a sage after a lot of penance. But Shiva gave him the boon, but he says he will be taken back before he becomes mature, or he becomes 18 years old. They said, okay, we want a child. So Nandi was born. After some days, his mother was worried. When he was playing around, they were very happy. But one day she was talking to her husband. After some time, our blessed child will be taken away by God. And this was heard by Nandi. Nandi goes to his father and says, am I going to be taken by God early? He says, yes, but if you pray to Shiva, he will take care of you. So he goes and hugs the Shiva Linga and goes on praying for many, many months. Shiva becomes very happy with his prayers. And then he blesses him that he will be taken by none other than Shiva himself. And he will be his Vahana. So this boy then becomes Nandi. Children, do you know what Nandi symbolizes? It symbolizes powerfulness. He symbolizes power within. Because only one God who could take the wish, hala hala wish, which is the most poisonous thing on this universe, in this universe. And few drops also was taken by Nandi, which were fallen down on the earth. That is only because of blessings from Shiva. And he is been worshipped wherever Shiva is worshipped. So Nandi, wherever is Nandi, it symbolizes Shiva is there. Just like wherever Hanumana, we know Rama is there. In South India, I just want to say to you that there are so many temples. One of the most biggest Nandi statue is in Mahanandeshwara in Kurnool. Second largest is Lepakshi. When the story of Jatayu was there, when Jatayu fell down, that is the place where Lepakshi is there in Andhra Pradesh. Second largest statue of Nandi. Third is in Tanjavur. They say that the statue was just growing. Every year it grows. So this is in Tanjavur. Fourth largest in Bangalore. It's called Big Bull Temple at Basavanagudi. Fifth largest is Chamundeshwari, that is in Mysore area, Karnataka. Sixth is in Halebedu. A beautiful carving of Nandi can be seen here. The Indian culture of architecture, the sculptures of those days, you can see to this Nandi how beautifully they have carved. And the seventh is Belur, again nearby from Halebedu. So these are the few statues. Do you know, children, so many functions, celebrations are for this Nandi. And do you know why we celebrate Nandi so much? Can anyone tell me? What does this Nandi symbolize?
Because Nandi is a devotional god.
Exactly. Also,
Nandi is the sir, can I tell?
yes,
He's
Vishnu.
a devotional
Nandi is the
god.
Nandi is the consort of Shiva, and wherever Nandi is, always Shiva will be there.
Correct.
He's a devotional god.
Yes, but it has the power of Shiva. Do you know Nandis or bulls are not nowadays, but before, when there was no industrialization, there was no tractors.
Sir,
Yeah. Swastik.
sir, it is also believed that Nandi always follows Shiva as a great disciple and also has great powers. Like he has lots of power to like guide Shiva.
Exactly. And don't you see that powers when this bulls will take the plowing, they will plow entire land, acres of land they can plow, and then what will happen is crops can be grown in that. So that powerful these bulls are, and that's why there is some functions all over the country like Bail Pola in Maharashtra, where
Pongal.
yes, Pongal, and then Karnataka Kambala, then in Tamil Nadu Jallikattu. All this is celebration for powerful bulls. So remember, children, in India, the culture is not just celebration of birthdays, but also these animals, which are none other than they are the vehicles of God. Every vehicle of God is celebrated in India. We go to the verse by Sharau today.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Madam, you can chant for him and
Okay. Okay. Okay, this tune I'm not getting. Yatha deepo nivatastho ningate sopama smruta yogino Yogino yata chittasya yunjato yogamatmanaha. I am not getting the tune. Okay. Yatha deepo nivatastho ningate sopama smruta yogino yata chittasya yunjato yogamatmanaha yatha deepo nivatastho
यथा दीपो निवातस्थो
ningate sopama smruta
नीङ्गते सोपमृता
yogino yata chittasya
योगिनो यतचित्तस्य
yunjato yogamatmanaha.
युञ्जतो योगः
Here tha is Mahaprana. There are two Mahapranas in the first line. Okay, let us all chant together. Yatha deepo nivatastho
यथा दीपो निवातस्थो
ningate sopama smruta
नीङ्गते सोपमृता
yogino yata chittasya
योगिनो यतचित्तस्य
yunjato yogamatmanaha.
yogamatmanaha.
Sarav, you ready?
Sir,
Yeah.
the meaning, I'll just read it once, and if I can understand, I'll try and explain.
Yes, please read it.
The following,
Simile.
the following simile is mentioned for the restrained mind of a yogi who's practicing dhyana yoga of the Atma. It is like a lamp in a windless pot which does not flicker. So this verse says, sir, may I know the meaning of simile once?
Simile means similar. This
Okay.
meaning is given for similar things.
Okay, sir.
So similar means comparison.
Comparison, correct.
Yes. So it says that the following symbol is mentioned of a mind of a yogi who is practicing the dhyana yoga, restraining his mind on the yogi with utter unwavering concentration. His concentration is like a lamp, windless spot, not even flickering once. Means
Yes.
undistracted.
Correct. Right. You're done with it? You want to say something more, Sharav?
No, sir. I
Okay.
could not tell the meaning.
No, right. You're right. So, what are we trying to achieve by dhyanam or meditation? What yogi does by meditation, they can stop their breathing also. They can take control of the breathe. They can control the digestion. They go without food, anything for many months. How do they do that? Because they are not wasting a single energy. They are not wavering from their dhyanam on Atma, the consciousness within, the God within. The source of all the energy is within us. So if you are utilizing that source, you don't require anything in this world. That is what the meaning is. And also, the lamp which people light for any functions. If you go to any function, be it a marriage, be it a ceremony, housewarming ceremony, be it even our birthdays party, they light a lamp. Pujas. So lamp represents our stable mind. Next time, children, when you light a lamp or your mother is lighting a lamp, stand there, chant this verse, and think about how yogi's mind is working. He doesn't waver in this so much windy area also. He will keep his balance. That's why, children, next time when you have birthday, do wish without blowing the candle. Because our culture is not to blow the lamp. Our culture is to light the lamps. So every lamp you light is like you are trying to go towards becoming a yogi or a person who meditates. So with that, we'll go to the next verse by Vishvesh. Vishvesh and ma'am, go ahead, ma'am.
यत्रोपरमते चित्तं निरुद्ध योगसेवया यत्र चैवात्मनात्मानं पश्यन्नात्मनि तुष्यति यत्रोपरमते चित्तं
यत्रो परमते चित्तम्
निरुद्धं योगसेवया
निरुद्धं योगसेवया
यत्र चैवात्मनात्मानं
यत्र चैवात्मनात्मानं
पश्यन्नात्मनि तुष्यति
पश्यन्नात्मनि तुष्यति.
Okay, let us all chant. Is only niruddham is mahaprana. Yatro paramate chittam
Yatro paramate chittam
niruddham yoga sevaya
niruddham yoga sevaya
yatra chaivatmanatmanam
yatra chaivatmanatmanam
pashyannatmani tushyati.
pashyannatmani dushyati.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Go ahead, Vishvesh.
Sir,
Yes.
can you go back to the just this one? No, yes, sir. Last line, Pashyannatmani tushyati. In the Sanskrit version, it is thra.
No, that is no. Na, you know, how you write na, it's like tap, you know, how you write tap. Nakara, how you write. It's there. Rakara, you see in the first line. It's the first that is that's in the first line. You should see the second letter. You see?
No.
Thra.
Yeah.
Yatra.
Ma'am, I
and
get
Yatra.
it.
This
I
is
get it, ma'am. So,
Okay.
like, it is double.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, double na. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
This is a good observation. Good observation. Nice.
Nice. Okay, Vishvesh.
The literal translation of this verse is when the mind is trained from material activities, becomes still by the practice of yoga. The yogi can behold the soul through the purified mind, and he rejoices the inner joy. Sri Krishna further elaborates on the state of the perfect meditator in this sloka. He says that the perfected meditator cuts off all connections of his mind with material objects and establishes a connection with the self or Atma during meditation. When the connections with the material objects are cut off, he achieves a level of satisfaction never achieved with material objects. The big difference here is that the satisfaction is from within. Sri Krishna says that the satisfaction that our mind achieves from the material world is limited and temporary. The only way to gain unlimited and permanent happiness is to connect our mind to the self or Atma. But this happens only when we first disconnect the mind from material objects. The state of the mind when it has disconnected from material objects and is ready to settle into the self. Thank you to Sachin sir for giving me this opportunity. Hope you all understood.
Children, this is a very difficult verse, but I will like you to understand by simple way. If there is too much of TV watching per day, what will happen? you will lose the time to do other work. Especially, you might lose time to sleep. And when you are sleeping like this child, beautifully smiling in deep sleep, that is the time when you are very near to your Atma, your soul or God. So, getting away from such unwanted things like watching only TV or just going out and only playing, you should try to be with yourself. I don't say you should not watch TV. I don't say you should completely avoid playing, but you can give times for everything. Keep some time for meditation. Go and sit one place for 5 minutes. And when you sleep like this child, smiling, enjoying the dreams, and waking up fresh. So, meditation helps to get inside of yourself, and all other worldly things takes you away from yourself. So, that's what the meaning of this verse is, which is explained very nicely by Vishwesh. Thank you, Vishwesh.
Yeah, I have a quick observation.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Sachin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is for Rama ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, is it okay to guide children to use the term yoga instead of yog?
No, there is no word called yog in Sanskrit.
Correct.
Only
Correct.
English they do that. It is yoga. That is akaranta pullinga. Yogaha. That is the pullinga word. Masculine gender. There is no yoga like that.
Correct.
No word.
Correct.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for pointing out that. I think by English word he has used yoga, but we should understand it is yoga. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Pragnya, you are there? Sorry, your spelling
Yes, sir.
mistake here. Pragnya. Pragnya, over to you, ma'am, and Pragnya for the next verse.
Okay. Sukhamatyantikam yattat buddhigrashamatindriyam vetti yatra na chaivayam sthitaschalati tattvataha sukhamatyantikam yattat. Can you chant the full line?
Sukhamatyantikam
Yattat. Tat. Okay. T-A-T. Yeah. Buddhigrashamatindriyam.
Buddhigrahyam atindriyam.
Vetti yatra na chaivayam.
Vetti yatra na chaivayam.
Sthitaschalati tattvataha. There is two double T, no? Tattvataha.
Yes.
Sthitaschalati tattvataha.
Sthitaschalati tattvataha.
T is Mahaprana, no? First one.
Yes, ma'am.
Sthitaschalati tattvataha.
Sthitaschalati tattvataha.
Okay, now let us all chant together. Please, children, all of you have to chant. Sukhamatyantikam yattat.
Sukhamatyantikam yattat
Buddhigrashamatindriyam.
Indriyam.
Vetti yatra na chaivayam. Sthitaschalati tattvataha. Okay.
Thank you, Rama madam. Over to you, Pragnya.
Yes, sir. Namaste, everyone. Today I'll be presenting the 21st verse of the 6th chapter. I hope you all like it. So, the next slide. The verse literally translates the following. In that joyous state of yoga called samadhi, one experiences supreme boundless and divine bliss, and thus situated, one never deviates from the eternal truth. Next slide.
Sri Krishna emphasizes supreme happiness experienced by a gnani or intellect, which is beyond the happiness given by our senses. He further makes a point that one knows the secret of happiness lives in the state of eternal joy, irrespective of the circumstances he comes across. So to break this down, basically what Krishna is saying that if you take a gnani or a very highly intellectual person, they have attained joy from meditating about the Brahman for so long, and that joy is much greater than what physical pleasures can give us. So he's saying that when they get this eternal bliss, then irrespective of any moment or circumstance comes across, it might be a negative moment as well. That time he will not suppose get tensed or anxious. He will remain calm and know how to manage the situation. Next, one important condition. One important condition to experience this happiness is to detach the mind from sense organs and connect to the self. The general assumption is materialistic pleasures bring about the infinite happiness, but in reality, it only brings innumerable sorrows. You all might have heard the quote that money is not happiness, and that is what Krishna is trying to say here. He's saying that even if you're a billionaire or you have a lot of money and assets, you'll not eternally be happy, and we'll see how in the next example. So next. So let's take a real life example to break down the previous mentioned statement. Let's say that we'll buy a luxurious car or a mansion. So at the moment, it will give us a lot of happiness, as we'll be thinking, oh, what, it's such a grand asset and it's so luxurious. But later, as months go on, we start thinking about the dangers of these pleasures that we own. So, for example, since the car is so extravagant, many people get attracted to it and they'll try to obtain it by using wrong measures. So they might break into the car, or they might beat up the car, they might destroy the car. And same with the mansion as well. So we'll always keep thinking about all the negative aspects, and they will be afraid that what if it gets spoiled? I spent so much money on it. So the infinite happiness that can be experienced by connecting to the Atman is undependable and devoid of any fear of being lost. The guiding force to obtain this happens to be in the path of supreme knowledge. So, but as I told before, all these assets will give us temporary happiness, but not like eternal pleasure or satisfaction. But when you obtain the knowledge of the Brahman or the Atman, that will always be with you until your life ends and until you attain mukti. So you won't have any fear of being lost or it going away. So and to obtain this happiness, it is the path of the supreme knowledge. Next slide. So let's take another example. COVID and post-COVID, we were and we are still hooked to cell phones or laptops. There are definitely exceptions where people utilize these opportunities of technology to move in the path of supreme knowledge or do any sort of good to the society. For example, we'll take our own listing, which is Sachin sir, who started our Bhagavad Gita classes. Let us understand the role played by the sense organs in the above examples. So in the first picture, as you can see, sense organs are motivating us to seek finite or materialistic pleasures. Like the brain is asking you to, the brain is reminding the boy there that the time is running out, you have to finish your work, or there's some, the birds is like eating outside. And then suppose you can also be able to check your social media once any notification comes or any other distractions. But in the second case, a person or who's sitting there uses a divine knowledge to overcome the attraction associated with the sense organs by making the path clear to reach Brahman. So what Krishna is trying to say is always, as much as possible from a young age itself or from the age you are, try detaching yourself from the sense organs. If you try to do it at the last minute, then it won't work. And as you keep detaching, you'll be getting closer to Brahman and God, and you will have utmost bhakti. So next slide. Lastly, taking an ancient example, during his last day, Bhishma Pitama of Mahabharata, he was laying on a bed of arrows, and that time he'll be experiencing the Renaissance period. So the moksha he had preserved the kingdom for, and so he had taken up so many sacrifices. He had made he had made so many promises that he would not marry and many other stuff. So these future generation, which is basically Duryodhana, Shakuni, and all, they started to utilize it for the wrong, and so by hook or crook, it eventually started fading. He was initially, when he was laying on the bed of arrows, he was very troubled by this. But then later, he started experiencing the warmth of Jnana Surya, which is blessed by Sri Krishna. So Jnana Surya is part of Krishna's Sudarshana Chakra, which lent him the warmth. So he started to chant Bhagavad Gita, and he tried his best to connect himself to the Paramatma. Thereby, so after his death, he attained moksha on the bed of arrows. And as you can see in the second picture, Krishna also paid him a visit after he passed away. So last slide. Lastly, let us start with this journey of attaining infinite happiness by taking steps on the path toward the supreme knowledge with the blessings of Sri Krishna Paramatma. Hari Om and Dhanyavadam.
Dhanyavadam. Excellent presentation. I think Pragna has done the best part, because she always ready for presentation. She makes her own presentation. And I think Pragna can be the senior who can guide the other children, Pragna. I look forward always to listen from her. She is really in this path of spirituality. But you all know she is in 9th. You're all in 4th or 3rd or 2nd. Don't worry. You have joined far earlier than her. So when you will be in 9th, you can chant like her, you can speak like her, you can prepare verses like her. But till that time, we will have patience, we continue the classes, and we prepare whatever is given to us. Isn't it right, Pragna? That when you started, you will not be
sir. Thank you so
present.
much.
Yeah. But as you practice makes man and woman perfect. So with that, I end the class because it's 9:15. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Children, thank you. Those who want to leave, they can leave. Those who have questions,
Thank you, sir. Hari Om, sir.
Hari Om. Thank you so much. Hari Om, all of you.
Hari Om, sir.
Hari Om, Darshil and Madhav. Thank you very much, Madhav.
Hari Om.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.